Hello everybody, it's the Alco Diesel guy with a long overdue project that I got started on a while back. I didn't actually film this, so I'll update everyone on what's going on here. It's actually got dust on it, even though I had it in the storage thing. This is, it looks like actually there's some overspray on the plastic. That's interesting. This is another Spokane, Spokane. I always mispronounce this one, Seattle and Portland. rs3, number 90 specifically. I've had this for a while now. This particular one is the DCC Ready variant of the other model, which I have. This particular one has never entered service with me because, again, it's DCC Ready and I never installed the decoder. I had a cunning plan with this. I should back up a little bit. I bought myself a B23-7, which came with Loke sound in it, and I decided I wanted to put that with TCS sound, which is another project in itself. But anyway, knowing I wasn't going to use that decoder, I pulled it and placed it in this engine and decided to convert this to sound. I didn't have the speaker at the time, so I just went over and just did a silent conversion. I believe I had this working last time. I need to now double check to see how that works, and what I'm going to do today is add the speaker because it has come in. In fact, it came in years ago. I just never got around to putting it in. If I can remember where I put it, it was right on my shelf here. Was this it? Where did I have that? I just saw it a second ago. Alrighty, found it, as always. Turns out this is quite comical. The reason why I couldn't find this thing is because it was actually stored. I actually found some more of my speakers in the process, so that's not a bad thing. Anyway, the reason why I couldn't find this is that it actually comes from Model Rail Supply. It's one of the other outfits I usually buy my other speakers from, but that's actually who supplied it to me. Anyway, this is the stock speaker for this particular locomotive. Bowser speaker, dual sugar cubes, designed specifically for the rs3. So I'm going to go now and actually disassemble this thing. I have here my magnetic parts tray, something I started using since I was temporarily out of the HO scale hobby. I'm going to use this to store all my parts. I'm going to go now ahead and take the couplers off again. Or to the back right over here, out of the way. And now I can take the shell of this engine off. It should come off at least, and I should be able to get in there and drop the speaker in place. This should go right in because, again, it's designed to mount into this shell. I very carefully wiggle it free. These are very similar underneath the hood, if I remember correctly, to Atlas engines. One thing and everything is, oh, I just yanked this hard. Oh, you doomcuff. Oh, good, the tape appears to have saved it. Oh, Lord, I gotta learn to be more careful with this stuff. Okay, so now I gotta remember where the heck the speaker goes on this sucker. I think it mounts to one of these sections here. I guess I better go take a look and see. Alrighty, after consulting one of my fellow YouTubers' videos, who was actually installing Keep Alive in one of these units, I found that the speaker actually goes over here. I wasn't about to tear apart another unit, so let's go and pull this out and see how this mounts. I don't know if I got a screw, because I think this needs to have a screw to mount it. I didn't see anyone actually installing that in it. This got squashed at some point. Let's see if I can get this thing open. There it goes. And here is the speaker itself. This is the stock speaker of this. This goes face up, I know that much. And I'll see if I have a screw in here. And unfortunately, no. Of course not. That'd be far too easy. Okay, so I'm going to have to cough up one, but that's no problem. As being a model train enthusiast, I have plenty of these speakers laying around. I should say plenty of those things laying around. I think it goes right over this wire here, and yeah, that would probably go in like that. I think there's just one little screw you mount it in back here and the one on the side, and this in turn plugs into this little plug over here. Yep, JTS goes right into there. That's the speaker connection, and that's how it goes in. So all I have to do now is find a small screw I can use to not wire, I should say. Oh, listen to me, tell how tired I am. I just need to find a small screw now to actually put this thing together with. I think I know where to find one. I recently did some cleanup work, and I found a whole bunch of little screws. Let's see if I can locate one of those and just get this thing together. Okay, going through my stash of parts, I have this little multi-wheel thingy with screws in it. I'm going to go ahead now and see if I can find one that would work with this. Well, there is a bit of a flaw to it already. I can see some of them are sticking. Let's try to find one of the bigger ones from this. I bought these mainly for N-scale work. Got my super micro screwdriver here. This is a small hole, so I'm just trying to visually guess it. Again, my eyesight isn't perfect anymore. In fact, it's gotten much worse, so I tend to not be able to estimate. Oh, I think this is going to work. Yep, there we go. A little on the big side, but it'll do the job. I just want to get this thing so it'll hold itself. Then I'll try to tighten it down a little bit more. I think that should do the job. It's a little bit on the big side, but I'll just drive it in here. I'm not sure where I got these screws from, so don't ask me. I think I bought them off of Amazon back in the day, as I needed some small parts for my end scale stuff, and of all places, and that's what I found here. Let me see if I can get a better fit on the next screw. This is almost disturbing having these here. Oh, I really wish I had these when I worked on this earlier in my HO scale. I should say model train repairing stuff. I dropped one. It's going to be hard to recover. Anyway, I really wish I had this a little bit sooner when I was working on HO scale models, because this could have saved a lot of models which I basically gave up working on because I could not get the screws because they were just so tedious to come by. Now I have them, ironically enough. Let's go now and get this last one in. Pardon my reach here. This might be too big, too small. Wait, oh, that fit perfectly. So that works perfectly. This one is a little bit too big here, so I think I'm going to pull this one out and get another one of that size screw. I was thinking about working with the speakers. It basically will not let you drop the screw as long as you don't manage to mess it up like that. Ugh, but another disadvantage is that that does happen there. There you go, I managed to get it out. Oh, dropped off again. I'm going to go grab one more of those screws that I just had, if I can find it. I should have taken note of that one. I didn't think it was going to work, so I didn't bother. So I'm paying the price now. There it is. It's in, and that fits. So perfect. So I now have this all installed. Let's now hook the speaker up, which apparently is this JTS job here. I'll probably have to zoom this in with my software later on. All this does is it goes right into this little slot right here. Line it up and just gently press it in. There we go. And that's it. I just installed my speaker. Oop. Built a little funny there just a second ago. No, it's in. Okay, it's in. I should now have sound. I don't think I have the right sound package on this. I better tape this down. Let me see if I have some tape handy here, just to make sure this doesn't get any ideas about getting up and walking away on me. Oh, here we go. Here's a little tape on this. Ah, maybe this will work, maybe it won't. Let me see if that little bit of tape will do the job. This is actually how Bowser, and I've looked, this is how Bowser secures the speaker wire on theirs, on their official factory install ones. They'll probably with better tape than I have here. I'm going to have to, hold on one moment, I'm going to go grab some tape and be right back. Found some. Let's go ahead and now just place this on top here. I'm going to cut the excess off now with a hobby knife, which I do have. Kind of score this with the knife so it'll come out. Oh, I gotta be very careful with this frickin' wire. Oh, I hate these things. Oh, there it goes. It cut. That's good. Off. That part is gone. Let's turn this around and go the other way. Be careful to move the wires out of the way. Oh dear. I don't want to break anything here. I'll move that as far out of the way as possible because I don't want to break that wire. There we go. Okay, I cut that up, and it's good to go. Okay, so now I should be able to just put this back together again, and we should have sound. Should. So I'm going to put this back on top. I don't think I ruined this cable, although I did put some strain on it. There's one locating mount also on the side that helped me match this in position. Speaker's now all installed. All I have to do now is just gently place this on top. I've taped down the excess wire. Ugh, I can't speak today. You know this is the area to take... actually, no, I have this backwards. I was just testing you there. You know this is the right way to go because the cab detail, which is limited to this sort of undetailed stand, goes right there. Which I'm surprised is so limited considering... And I was when I reviewed these engines a while back. I actually used this one, I think, as the one I took apart to show off the drivetrain. I was surprised... Again, I was surprised, as I was saying, when I reviewed this to find that that's all it had for detailing. So now I'm going to just briefly check to see if we have sound. It's going to sound like a GE engine if I remember correctly, because I don't think I ever upgraded this because there was no need to. Let's see if this thing will start. It's on the track. Go ahead, hit FH, and see if she'll fire up. Yep, there it goes. Again, the sound effects are not correct. They're going to be from a GE engine. I personally like the TCS sound effects for the GE U28Bs, B23-7s better, which is why I put this in here, because I was trying to use that. I also like the fact that they have Keep Alive. Headlights work. Let's see if the beacon will activate now if I mess with this a little bit. Let me adjust you guys a bit here. In fact, I'll move this into range better. Let's now try to get the beacon to flash. Not sure if this will come out or not. That's the horn. I forgot whether it's 5 or 6 on the real one, on the factory one. Nope, it's not talking to it. That's the shutdown mode. Don't actually need the sound to demonstrate that. Let's go shift and see if F12 does it. 13, F14, F16. Fast bell, F18. A lot of sound effects on this thing. So very clearly that is not going to work. So I'm going to have to put the right sound effect package in. But now I do have the sound working, so I did accomplish that at least. It's cool that I could just drop that speaker in place and she worked. That's really awesome. The only question I have is, now that I did all that, can I actually get this thing to have the beacon functioning? Right now suddenly it's not responding. Well, that's right, because I have the other modes on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to reprogram this anyway. Let's now power this off. So the next job on this is going to be to get on my programming track thing, see about downloading the proper Loc sound effects package for this locomotive from the factory, and seeing if I can get this thing to actually have the proper effects, including this beacon and the proper sound effects. I should easily be able to get the sound effects right. That shouldn't be a problem, but getting that beacon to work is going to be a bit of a challenge. Although apparently, because this is the OEM version of the sound decoder, I should be able to just get the factory installed sound in there. So I'll give that a shot in a bit here. Okay, it appears I fixed it. It wasn't programmed correctly. Let's place it back on the track. There it goes. It should start right up. Don't know how well this is going to function, but we'll find out in a second. Nice and loud. Again, this has Loc sound in it, because that's what these engines run with. So I guess we'll pull out of the... Right now we're on the engine house lead. I'm going to pull out of here and just go out onto the main line, and then I guess do a little switching. Actually, I'm going to make sure I have the right engine selected here. There we go. That's more like it. Headlight on. There we go. Let's pull out onto the Seacliff Yard main. No Keep Alive on this engine, so it might not work perfectly. I have cleaned the tracks, but Actually, throw the switch right over here so I don't have an accident. That'd be really cool. May have to move that train a bit. Actually, no, I can grab this set of cars right over here. But yeah, I will need to move them eventually. Okay. Let's get this guy further up so we can get it moving. Have them follow the main line so I can get this guy out of here. Now let's move number 90 in here and grab some cars. Give it to open the test, make it go with the bell. Actually, no, I'm in the wrong switch here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not far enough back yet. I gotta pull the other guy further up. Come on, move. Let's back him up a little bit more. Okay, now let's get in here. We should be able to access the track now. There should go. Actually, I was right on that one. Oh. Guys are driving me nuts today, folks. Sorry. Oh, just don't crash on me, please. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, walks a little bit on the switch. I think I'm still on the tracks. Yep, I am. Okay, we're in. Let's now see if we can back up here. It's on a magnetic uncoupler, so yeah, it won't work. I'm going to have to push this car in manually. These things are great at uncoupling cars, but they're not so great at allowing them to couple again once you're done with them. These uncoupling things, that's why I don't like them too much. There we go, I got him. I got him. Okay, pull it out. Pull out, please. Thank you. Okay, get out of the van. This is, mind you, on the track work that I've been criticized for. As you see, it's not hesitating at all. Let me actually put my beacon on. Keep forgetting how to activate this. What is it, F6? Let me get the beacon on here. Almost fell over. Oh, God, I'm losing my mind today. And my balance. So is it 4? Is it 5? There it is. It's 5. Okay, beacon's on. Let us switch this track back over. And we also now throw the switch so I can go through the engine extension. Get off the main line, get off the yard lead, and into the engine extension, as I call it. Then that switch is back here, which I just threw. I got to put the wiring through that again and try to make it work electronically. Nah. On the camera work again as we come around the track. Through the main track right here, cross all the way past my derailleurs and my mess. So some of this is delivered for the yard. I had to move it when I worked on this, because obviously the engine house area should always be a bit of a mess, as they say. One area this is going to have problems with, pardon me, is going to be on the lead right there. Let me get the light back on again. I don't know why it went off. All the lights went off suddenly. I don't get that. I don't like that either. Oh, I see. It's only in forward. It doesn't work in reverse. That's interesting. Okay. That's a new quirk that these things have. The strobe only functions in forward, not reverse. Let's go drop these cars off right over here. Probably going to store up someplace around here. Apologize for the rough camera work. This is probably going to need a lot of editing, but I can at least show you that it is working the way it should. Okay, I've unhooked that car. Let's now pull forward. Headlight on. Away we go again. Again, this is still a construction zone, so pardon the condition of the tracks and everything else. Nice run by there with the strobe and everything else working. So you see the programming did work. It is successful in that regard. Now I'm going to throw my three-way switch. This is a Pico three-way switch. This is the Insula Frog, so it has some areas where it's dead. It doesn't work very well with these non-Keep Alive equipped sound locomotives. I may actually try building one of these with a non-sound setup just to see what that does. If I get a deal on one, I'm not going to spend full price. Although a few of them have been hanging around on the internet for a while, I might be able to get a deal on them. These particular ones go for a lot with this paint scheme. Again, I was only able to get this one in DCC ready form. Let's go backward now. Oop, it's in switching mode, so it is going to stop very suddenly. Oh, and there we go. That's the dead zone. Up, zip up, zip up, zip up, zip up. Ugh. This is where the dead zone is, right here on the front. That's the only problem with this engine. It does have a dead zone right there. So I've unhooked it there. I'm just going to do a manual uncoupling there. Going to pull this, going to take this track cleaning car back through it again. I'm dragging this around here, just trying to clean up all the old track around here. This track here, as you see, is all nickel silver. I kept the die standard, so some of this is steel, admittedly, but that's because that's what I was working with. Let's go and try this again and pull out again. Flash is working beautifully. I am digging the way this thing runs. Okay, that is a success. That works beautifully. Alrighty, so clearly I've turned this thing around. There wasn't anything really wrong with it, and the fact that it was just a project I didn't get to. But yeah, I managed to pull it off. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing this unless you really have a passion for one of these locomotives, like one with the rotating, with the beacon and stuff like that. But it is doable, it is possible, especially if you know where to get the file. I'll try to post a link if anyone's interested. I'll find and try to post a link to the file I found. Actually, I don't think I can, so I'll just post what it's called and where you can find it. You have to sort of do a search on ESU's website for North American sound-equipped locomotives and choose the 244, and you'll find one that has the Bowser listed in the description. You'll have a few versions of it. This is the most recent version. I believe this is revision 3. See, it allows the beacon to function and everything else. And yeah, that's how I got it. So that's going to do it for this project. I hope everyone enjoyed watching it. First project back on the HOCL layout for a while. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Please like and subscribe. And as always, keep the metal side down. Now, if you'll pardon me, I've got some yard switching and cleaning to do here.